So when I tell the bottom up approach, right, I was telling you about the data points. So suppose I have these data points. So these are the data points. Okay. So the ones with similarities between the data points, they form one cluster, or I can tell the ones which are very close to each other, they'll form one cluster. Okay. And similarly, these two can form one cluster. Similarly, these two can form one cluster. But as I told you, dissimilarities are observed between the clusters. First point is similarities are observed between the data points, whereas dissimilarities are observed within clusters. Okay? And when they tell this top-down approach, right, how is it gonna place? So when I consider the same example, or I'll just consider another example where I'm going to draw something called as a dendrogram. It is something very important to represent the hierarchical clustering. Hierarchical clustering is somewhere it is a supervised clustering where it is trying to cluster in such a way that it takes the similarities between 2 points and the dissimilarities between 2 clusters, and when it is performing this dendrogram, okay, a representation, suppose I'll have A, B, this forms one cluster which is very close to each other. I have C and D, these are the clusters, and I have E. Okay, again all of these things will fall under one cluster. Okay, so when I have to represent a dendrogram of this, what I do here is A and B are within one cluster. It is within one cluster because of their similar characteristics. It has come within the cluster, the green colored one. So what I'm going to write here is A and B, they fall under one cluster. So the representation of it is done using like this. This is called as a dendrogram. You start creating the clusters one after the other. So A and B, since there is some similarities that is observed over here, they will fall into one cluster groups A and B. And next, we also saw that C and D are within one clusters based on their similarities or the distances between the 2 points. Okay. So then what I'll do, C and D, they are within the cluster. So I will write it like this. Okay. And there is one more thing. Okay. I forgot to put one more. This C and D with respect to E is one more cluster over here. Okay. So which means that I will represent that stating that the value E is something which is closer to C and D. So it forms another cluster like this. And since everything is within one particular cluster, I can completely write this in the form of like this. So you can see A and B is there, C and D, after that E, all of these things will form under one cluster. So I'm going to write it in the form of a dendrogram. This is something very, very important. What is a dendrogram? How do you construct it? So basically what I do tell here is A and B with similar, they form clusters. C and D with similar, they form clusters. And along with that, there is one more part which is called as C, D and E, because E is some of the data points which are very close to that. So then we start forming that as a new cluster. And finally, totally all of these things forms C, D and E forms one particular cluster. So this is basically how you represent a dendrogram. There are certain steps that you perform with agglomerative clustering. So we'll look at it in the next class, and I'll stop here for the day and take your attendance. If you want to note it down, you can please go ahead and note it down. if you want